Good morning and happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the chat. Excuse me. All right, let's see. We have Mr. Steven Cicero. Good to see you. Duke Nukem. Man, my throat today. Apologize. Let's see. Rud Puts. Good to see you, buddy. Andrew Masad. My man Kyle Rosa. Eric, what's up, dude? Good to see you. We have Black Hat team. Let's see who else is here. Steven Cicero. I think I already said that. Crypto KJ. My man All Track. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Good to see you. Not James. A lot of Andrew Masad got deleted by Crypto KJ up there. Dakota Miner. What's up, dude? You guys must be having some beef. Everybody else I may have missed, I apologize. Let's get into this. Mr. Peepaw, what's up, man? All right, we got Bitcoin 61,139. It was actually in the 60s right before I started, or posted the stream rather, so I didn't know if it was going to go below 60k. What do you guys think? Are we going to see a pullback today or what? Ethereum 2980. We have Solana at 142, looking pretty good. ADA, actually we're going to watch a video today about ADA from Mr. Lark Davis. I want to see what he's got to say about it. He kind of explains what ADA is and kind of goes over it, so I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I'm excited to see it. We have Litecoin at $81. ADA is at 45 cents, by the way. Caspa is in the deep green today. Actually, I think we might see a breakout. This would be a fantastic push for Caspa. 12 cents right now, up 6.13% on the day. Let's see. Apologize if the music's a little too loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. All right, there we go. Let's see what else popping out at us. Dogecoin 14.5 cents. BNB is at $5.95. ETC is at $27. Still think that's a pretty decent deal. XRP is at 51 cents. Does anybody care about XRP? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, that's pretty much it right now. All right, let's move on. Crypto bubbles. Let's see. Biggest earner on the day seems to be this Cash Network. $4.77, up 7.7% today. Caspa again up 6.4, over 12 cents. We have Core down 3.9 to $1.68. WorldCoin's down 7.3. Looks to be the biggest loser of the day. $5.47. We have Pendle. It's down 6.7% to $4.52. We have Toncoin up 4.4% to $6 even. Look at that. Renders up 3.8% today. $10.47. Nice. Hadouken for that. We have Hex over here at, it's up 5.6%. I'm not sure if anybody's really into Hex, but what's going on with that Richard guy? Richard Hart, is that his name? Didn't he like flee the country or some bullshit? I honestly have no idea what's going on with that. I've never held it, but there was some drama if I'm not mistaken. What's up, Yeti? Good to see you, buddy. All right, Thorchain looks like that is up 4.6% today to $6.01. Look at that. Pepe is up 2.6% today. Whiff, Dog Whiff Hat down today, $2.82, down 3.5%. It's really not that bad. It's still holding ridiculous at a $2.81 billion market cap. Crazy. ADA is up 2.4% today, again 45 cents. Not too bad. All right, Flashbang, let's see. Looking like a 55. This is excellent. This is pretty much neutral in my opinion. Still says greed, but to me this is neutral. 55 is a perfect gearing up for another push. Let's see. Chris Hanley, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good morning, sir. All right, let's see. What do we got? Trending coins. We got MAGA up 35.9%, $5.79. Maniki, that's how you say that. I think I'm butchering that every single time, but that's down to 22.1%. And then Vaultcraft up 0.7%. Don't know what that is at all. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, then XRP, Lado staked Ether, Dogecoin, and Toncoin. Looks like those two flipped. Interesting. That threw me off a little bit. Cardano still in 11th place. Again, we're going to go over a video that actually talks about this, or watch a video that talks about this. Mr. Lark Davis in a little bit. He's I guess going to explain it a bit, so anybody that doesn't know, please stay tuned, because I want to learn something. Hopefully I learn something about a little more about Cardano, but I think it's going to do well. Again, 2017 bull run, 2021 bull run. This thing hasn't seen the 2024 bull run yet. Obviously nothing has, right? But it's 85% down. I think this is an easy 6x, to be honest. So I put a little money into it. I got like 1,500 bucks into it. We're gonna see what happens there. I just think nothing in crypto is a sure thing, but I think it's more sure than it's not, if that makes sense. Mr. Caveman, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Yeah, guys, that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. All right, let's see. Litecoin in 21st place again, $81.75. I think Litecoin is definitely a sleeper as well, probably an easy 3x, to be honest. It's down 80% right now. Again, all-time highs, 410 bucks, and this did the same thing. Again, I made a video about like altcoins I think could like 2, 5, or 10x, right? We have 2017 bull run, 2021 bull run. It's probably not going to see this. Well, I don't know, actually. It could break its all-time high. Who knows? Litecoin's definitely a sleeping coin, or a sleeping giant that I think is going to do very well. Nonetheless, Caspa looks like it's gearing up for a breakout, to be honest. It's like right on that line. I was actually looking real quick over here on, let me see, my trading view. If you guys could see this right here, I drew a couple lines just so you could see it, but we need to break like 12.5, I guess. Yeah, probably like 12.5 cents, maybe a little over 12.5. But if you guys look, like, see the indicator down here, this is market cipher, by the way. These are the momentum waves here, and the money flow is coming back into it, which is kind of neat. You look at the 2 hour, this VWAP right here is curving up as well. 1 hour, same thing, curving up. Money flows in the green, which is good. 45 minute, the momentum waves coming. You know, it's as soon as this curves and it goes back up, that means we're looking pretty decent. And then we already got a green dot here in the 30 minutes. So it's probably gonna break out today, I hope. Anyways, I guess we're gonna have to see. Caspa, friggin' KRC20 tokens are en route right now, so you guys listen, this big thing's coming with Caspa. Just stay tuned and make sure you guys don't miss out, because you'll be all by yourself at the bus stop when it leaves. Just saying. Let's see, use 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. Yes sir, absolutely. Use everything. Actually, you're supposed to coordinate everything, but yeah, the daily just kind of gives you like an overall, right? Let's see, Vertcoin's pumping. What the hell's Vertcoin? I'm kidding, is it? Let's see. Damn, Vertcoin, rude puts, that's up 0.4%. That ain't a pump. What in the hell's wrong with you? No more beer in the afternoon, all right? I know it's lunchtime over there. Get out of that pub you're sitting at. Pumping 6 cents. I don't know. It's yeah. I'm not sure this coin's still it's still fighting for a heartbeat. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from Vertcoin, to be honest. That's just my opinion. Anyways, all right, let's move on to the mining segment of things, see what we're looking like over here. You guys don't like to timestamp this stuff. Bitmain Antminer KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $91.04 a day. Again, this is after paying your 10 cent per kilowatt hour electric bill. We have KS5 20 terahash unit making $86.71. We get the Ice River KS5L 12 terahash unit making $48.19. We have the Gold Shell Lithium AL box making 22 lithium a day, 22 and a half, $46.01. Let's see, what's the lithium looking like? Just for shits. Man, it's down some more, huh? Jeez, I'm glad I jumped out of it. You guys all gave me shit too, and I jumped out of it. Who's laughing now, mofos? You know who you are, who I'm trolling. Anyways, but yeah, $2.02, down 4.4% on the day. Interesting. But hey, listen, this gold shell box it's holding up. It's actually holding up. I didn't think it was going to be honest. And yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see when the big miners come out. That's the true test of how crazy the hash rate's gonna be. Let's see, we get the IB-Link BMKS Max 11 terahash unit making $41.14 a day. We have the WinMiner K9 10.3 terahash unit making $40.44 a day. The Ice River KS3, the original KS3 8 terahash unit making $29.88, and then the KS3M 6 terahash unit making $20.01 a day. That's kind of bad, actually. That's kind of shitty. I guess it was worse yesterday, wasn't it? I can't remember, to be honest. The X16P 5.8 gigahash unit making $24 a day, $24.09 actually. Mining ETHW and ZIL. Nice machine, but it's definitely too pricey. All right, Bitmain Antminer L7. I got mine down at Terra Hosting. I got the 9050 version. This thing is still making $11.49 per day mining Litecoin and Dogecoin. Perfect. It's like 85% profits in Dogecoin and like 15% obviously in Litecoin, right? But nonetheless, this 3-year-old machine's still killing it. So when the L9 comes out, I want to see how crazy the price is. I know there's already some companies trying to sell them, but I don't know. I don't know if you could really take that with a grain of salt or what, but I guess we're gonna have to see. Really, time will tell. X16Q, it's 1950 for mega hashes. We're mining ETHW and ZIL, making $8.14 a day. I'm paying 30 cents per kilowatt hour, and this thing's still making like $5 a day for me. I have it going to unminable right to Caspa. That's what I'm doing with this thing, mining ETH hash, right? We have the Ice River KS2 2 terahash unit making $6.51 a day. Ugh, gross. Ice River KS1 1 terahash unit making $3.26 a day. Bruh. Damn. So bad. Anybody that still got those, that sucks. It's like so hard to like hold on to that. But like you want to sell it, but like what are you gonna get for it really? You know what I mean? Ice River KS0 Pro, you guys know I got these in the solar trailer. Actually, I got 2 of them on right now. The other 8 are off at this moment because it rained all day yesterday. It was terrible. Making 70 cents a day at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Yeah, you guys know it's free electric for me out there. But anyways, Ice River KS0 100 gigahash unit making 31 cents a day. Man, bruh, that's terrible. Is what it is. Is what it is. All right, let's see. S19K, how bad are we looking today? Oh god, I don't want to see it. Where is it? Oh, right here. S19K Pro losing 73 cents a day. Damn it. My 120 terahash Bitcoin miner is losing. Oh, it's losing 73 cents a day at 10 cents kilowatt hour. Damn it. That sucks. Is what it is. All right, let's get over to I guess we look here quick. Cedra coin looks to be top of the charts with Caspa. Interesting. And Bugna's still up there too. Weird. I like how What to Mine does this. It just throws me off because I'm so used to reading Find the ASIC now. Interesting. All right, let's move over to this real quick. GPUs, let's see what we're looking like. Most profitable coin to mine the GPUs looks to be Nexa on the 4090s. We got Ironfish on the 170HX. We have the 4080 mining Cortex and Ironfish in Husat. Isn't that what that is? HTN Husat, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have yeah, pretty much Ironfish and some sort of dual mining Grammar Husat, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, we got Nexa and Clore on the 3090 Ti. Nice. Bitcoin Gold on the 7900 XT. Grin on the 6900 XT. That's interesting. Interesting. Give me 1 second. My kid spilled cereal. I'm gonna have to run upstairs in a second. Damn it. All right, that's it for GPUs. Let's move on to mining pool stats.stream. Again, no affiliation, but let's see. New coins. What do we got? Quest Chain. Oh yeah, this is we saw this yesterday. Yes Power. No idea what it is. Some sort of CPU mineable coin, if I'm not mistaken. DMG coin. DMG coin. Why don't I remember seeing that one? Another Caspa fork. And you know what, guys? You gotta remember that, like, when Ethereum was around, everything was being forked into ETH, right? Oh, that's what it is. Dark Magic Girl, DMG. It's so, dude. Sex sells, man. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. That is all I gotta say. Let's see. Where are we at? Ready? Let's go to the website. There it is. Sex sells. This is it. Right here. Can't even X the shit out. Look at this. There you go. There she is. There's your girl, guys. That's the only reason you nerds are mining it. Don't lie to me. All right, I'm just giving you shit. Anyways, you guys do what you want. Just be careful when you go to those sites and you download wallets, anything like that. All right, Keva coin, 3 days away. Block reward 500 to 250, and then we have 12 days for Pyron, 17 to 14 block reward. That's going through a 5th inning, and Ethereum Classic, 21 days away from going through a 5th inning as well, from 2.56 to 2.048. Yeah, that's it. Then we got Gold Cash and a bunch of other shit, but we'll get to that at a later date. All right, let's see. Tangent, if you guys are interested, TCXD 10% off. I actually just dropped a video on this yesterday. Scared the shit out of me. I thought I lost my Bitcoin, and I had to call my man Rondi to make sure I wasn't losing like it. I literally was I was panicking. It was a panic. Bro, are you up? Please call me. Like 11 at night. Oh man, yeah, don't do that at night before you're trying to go to sleep, because that'll definitely make you panic. I ain't gonna lie. So if you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. All right, we're gonna get into this news segment of things. I have to run upstairs real quick, take care of my kid, but AI revolution is just starting. Says Wedbush's Dan Ives, if that's his name. All right, let's get into it. CNBC television. Guys, that like button, appreciate you all. I will be right back.
Of trader favorite ARM holdings are getting hit right now. They're down just under 10%. They had a relatively lukewarm sales forecast, and once again, whenever anything like this happens, it raises concern that the AI spending spree may be slowing down. Remember, back in 2020, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang tried to buy ARM, but the $40 billion deal was shut down by regulators, saying the merger, any merger, would hurt competition and drive up semiconductor prices. Huang spoke about ARM and the AI revolution in an exclusive interview with our own John Ford.
Look, we're going through the single greatest platform shift in the computer history. You know, computing hasn't really changed since the IBM System 360 invented central processing units. And now we're going through 2 at the same time: accelerated computing from central processing units to generative AI, completely revolutionizing how software is done and what software can do. And so we're going through that incredible platform shift. Lots and lots of opportunities, of course. But I got to tell you, I love ARM then. I love ARM to this day. And everybody now realize what a great franchise it is.
It's a love fest. There you have it. Jensen loves ARM and his high hopes for AI. The question is the broader AI trade alive and well and worth your money? Let's bring in our friend, Wedbush Securities Managing Director, Dan Ives. Dan, I'm assuming, I'm just throwing this out, you will say that the AI trade is alive and well, but is it topped out?
I think the AI revolution's just started. I mean, you heard their godfather of AI, Jensen, and now that tidal wave, that $1 trillion of spend, it's coming to the rest of tech. You look at ARM, you look at Microsoft, now we see what's happening with Alphabet and others. That's why I believe this is just the early stages of a 4th industrial revolution playing out, being led by the godfather of AI, Jensen, NVIDIA.
But when you get an ARM, which, you know, has a slightly lukewarm revenue forecast and it falls just under 10%, I mean, traders, how do you soothe jumpy traders?
Yeah, and I think that's really been the difficulty in this market. I mean, if you look at ARM, that's a robust forecast, and they crush those numbers. I think you got to navigate the volatility and see forest through the trees. And we've seen similar things on Microsoft and a lot of other names in terms of knee-jerk reactions. But if you look at where the spending is, and that's what it comes down to, the demand. This demand is unlike anything we've seen since 1995, start of the internet, not 1999, which is why I believe this the second, third, fourth derivative, it's a get out the popcorn moment. It's just starting to play out across software and semis.
All right, I want to shift gears, theoretically, get your thoughts on Tesla. Chinese state media, Dan, reporting Tesla is proposing rolling out its robo-taxis in China. Of course, this comes after Elon Musk made a surprise visit a couple weeks ago to Beijing, where he met with the Chinese premier. Assuming it happens, how important, if at all, is China to Tesla's robo-taxi push?
Look, China, in my opinion, is the hearts and lungs of the Tesla growth story. And if you look at FSD, robo-taxis, this is the first step to ultimately what we view as FSD and autonomous in China for Tesla and Musk. And it would be a historical moment. And I think for the Tesla story, obviously navigating challenges the next few quarters, But the golden goose is autonomous and FSD, and China plays a key role there. This is a major shift to what I think we've seen over the last 6 to 9 months. Musk continues to play well in that sandbox in Beijing.
Crazy. All right, apologize, guys. Sorry, I missed that entire thing. My kid spilt an entire bowl of milk and cereal all over the place. There was like the iPad was sitting in it. Like there was shit everywhere. Oh, that was fun. All right, bull case for Nvidia remains strong. Let's get into this. Yeah, if I missed anything, please let me know. Let's do it.
Yes, it's Nvidia that Stanley Druckenmiller is trimming his position in. And as Altimeter's Brad Gerstner points out, it's one of the handful of tech stocks that saw big gains last year, but shares are currently 7% below their 52-week high. And while Nvidia has firmly held the lead in the AI arms race, there's a lot of new players emerging. Microsoft announced today, with Biden in attendance, by the way, that they would invest $3 billion to build AI.
Wait, they woke him up to be in front of something? What happened?
Out in
He was
Wisconsin.
there?
Apple debuted 2 new iPads that will back AI programs, and once under the radar, Supermicro became a near $50 billion company thanks to its strong sales of its AI-powered servers. But even as the competition heats up, my next guest says Nvidia's moat is still so big, and it's only going to get bigger over the next decade. He's got a buy rating on the stock, $1,200 price target. I think he's had it since 20. He's got 33% more upside from here.
What's Nvidia at right now? Actually, I'm sure they're going to show us, but $1,200 price target. I assume that's good, huh?
Bring in CJ Muse. He's a senior managing director at Cantor Fitzgerald covering the semi space. CJ, welcome. A pleasure to chat with you. Did I get that right about your bullishness all along the way here?
Yeah, you did. Thank you, Kelly, for having me.
So what did you identify way back when that, about NVIDIA's potential that makes you still so bullish on its upside now?
Yeah, I can't say way back then that I saw this coming, but,
Sure.
As we sit here today, I think that Jensen and crew, have really created both the hardware and software and complete solution that has put them in the pole position. And, they're moving to an annual cadence for new offerings will only enhance their competitive advantage. I love to hear the skepticism. I love that there's great debate that they might have an air pocket before the launch of their new, Blackwell solution. And, quite frankly, I think that therein lies the opportunity. I think there is a worry that, there could be this potential for an air pocket. And, we don't see that at all. We've definitely seen lead times pull back in the sense that you can now actually, find GPUs, but in no way does that mean that we're in excess supply. And I think that,
So it's at $900 right now, and he's saying 1,200. So, I mean, that's a decent jump, right?
Whether it's hyperscalers, enterprise, and sovereigns, I think that they're going to drive excellent demand for AI, into 25 and 26.
Yeah, it's you're not ruling out a pullback, but you're basically saying people should jump in with both hands. Let's talk brass tacks if we could, and talk.
Am I the only one that just heard that? Am I the only one that just heard that? Yeah, you guys hear what you said? Hold on.
Pullback, but you're basically saying people should jump in with both hands. Let's talk.
Bruh.
Who jumps with their hands?
Brass tacks if we could, and talk about the PE
good.
multiple, the earnings potential that you see over the remainder of this year, maybe into next year.
Sure.
That was
I
great.
think that for next year, the street's at $30. We've been talking about $35 plus. I think the buy side is underwriting a 35 to 40 type number, and if that's the case, then I think we easily get to our price target, and I think that will be the case.
What about people who look back, and I'm going to take this outside of the realm of kind of people in the semiconductor space, but traders and investors more broadly, and they go, well, we saw Tesla when it was $1 trillion. Wasn't a great time to buy it then.
Sure. I think that there is a realistic kind of thought process in terms of, how big can the market cap actually become. But, if the AI infrastructure market is truly going to grow into a $400 billion market, and given the leadership that we expect NVIDIA will continue to have, then, the current market cap, is conservative in that world. And so if you believe in AI, and you believe in the investments that are required to support that, which we do, their market cap can clearly push higher.
How do you think about the different kind of macro factors here, what the Fed does or doesn't do with rates, whatever kind of slowdown might happen with the economy this year? How should we think about NVIDIA kind of upside downside in those scenarios?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. You know, if I had to think about what I learned this earnings season at a very high level, it's really kind of, you know, secular continuing to win, whereas cyclical, if anything, downticked over the last 3 months. So, you know, if you look at, you know, housing or, you know, some of the reports on the consumer front, you know, clearly it's pointing to a slowdown in the economy into the second half of the year. And obviously, you know, that is really, I think, the one risk for owning NVIDIA. But, you know, that said, I think the backdrop is for continued spending kind of irrespective of, you know, what the Fed does or the consumer, because AI is so mission critical to every Fortune 2000 company that they have to invest. And so I just don't see the slowdown here. I think we can weather the storm in terms of, you know, NVIDIA, you know, sales continuing to push higher and above consensus. And in that environment, you know, if they're truly going to do kind of $35, you know, the multiple today at 25 times is not, you know, aggressive at all. And so I think, you know, in any economic scenario, NVIDIA will be a relative outperformer.
It's interesting how relatively low the multiple is compared with Tesla or even at Netflix at their peaks. $1,200 is your price target. You're overweight. CJ, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Just says overweight. What the hell kind of way to end the show on that? Anyways, Mr. Max Voltage, what's up, man? And good to see you, Mr. Geek of all trades. Thanks for being here, man. All right, let's get into this. Most of our deposits come from existing customers, says Robinhood. This is a little bit about the whole, if I'm not mistaken, the Wells notice that the SEC is giving Robinhood. So let's get into this.
Robinhood earnings, they are out right now, and that stock is popping. It's up about 3.5%. The company posting its second straight quarterly profit, fueled in part by a 232% jump in crypto transaction revenue, which accounted for $126 million in revenue in the quarter. But there's, as always, a lot more to the story. So let's just continue our West Coast jaunt and go up the coast to Kate Rooney, who is live at Robinhood's headquarters with the CEO, Vlad Tenev. I'm going to shut up and let you take it away, Kate. We'll see you in about 6 minutes. Kate Rooney.
Sully, thank you so much, Brian. Vlad, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here, having us here at Menlo Park.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, so big earnings day. Brian mentioned it. Really strong crypto volume, but also net deposits. What was fueling that, and where was most of this money coming from?
Yeah, I mean, we were proud of this quarter because it really shows that the strategy is working. And if you remember, we're focused on three things: winning the active trader market, growing wallet share with our customers, and expanding internationally. So crypto was strong. We saw growth in equities and options market share as well, which rounded out the active trader investments we've been making. We also had the largest net deposits in the history of the company. So that's net cash and assets moving into Robinhood of over $11 billion.
Jesus, crypto revenues up 232% to 126 million. Jesus.
Is the highest ever.
So where were they coming from? Was it crypto deposits? Were these deposits from, you mentioned other incumbent brokerage firms. Was this Robinhood stealing market share from Schwab and Fidelity?
It was, and it was actually well diversified between asset transfers from other brokerages, and that was in the range of 3 to 4 billion. But it was also quite strong in terms of just normal customers that were depositing from their bank accounts. So yeah, it wasn't any one thing that we can point to. Of course, crypto was strong, but I think across the board the business is growing, and we're just getting started.
Retirement accounts as well had a big quarter. Some of this was incentive. So you guys were offering 3% for people to essentially take their money and transfer it out of one of the incumbents. There was some chatter ahead of earnings that might end. You know, once you stop paying people to move their money, people might not want to be moving their money to Robinhood. Is that something you're worried about? Do you anticipate those flows continuing after some of these incentives slow down?
Yeah, I mean, again, we do run promos and incentives. You mentioned the 3% IRA transfer match. So for customers that were transferring their assets from another brokerage, we were matching 3% on retirement accounts. And that ended, and now we're doing a 1% match on individual taxable accounts. So those have been effective, and we've really been experimenting with with those, but they only account for a minority of the net deposits that are coming into the platform. A lot of it is just strength of the existing user base, deposits predominantly coming from customers that have been on the platform for a year or more.
So
Real quick, Dan R in the chat said, in order to send your crypto off Robinhood, you have to complete KYC again on the crypto. Really? Why? They have all your information. That's so weird. He said, I just transferred my BTC to Tangent wallet with no problem. Yeah, man, I still have to do, again, if you guys didn't see that video I just dropped, trying to recover my seed phrase into the Tangent, please go check it out, because if you guys did that, trust me, you would have been panicking too.
I want to talk about crypto for a second. You saw really strong volume
Tangent for the win, though.
with crypto, but over the weekend, SEC, or you guys at least disclosed, as well as notice from the SEC, essentially
We did, yes.
saying that Robinhood was offering unregistered securities. Feels like there's a bit of a disconnect. So you've got Gary Gensler on one side saying, just come on in and register. You, Coinbase, the other crypto trading platforms out there have said it's impossible. We're going to fight this. What is the disconnect? You're a stock brokerage firm. Why couldn't you just do the same thing you do with stocks, go in there, register everything, and call it a day?
It's not that easy. The existing securities laws and framework don't account for crypto assets, and there's a number of reasons why. The notion of a clearing agency and transfer agent and all sorts of details. But the upshot of it is we tried to create what's called a special purpose broker-dealer for the purpose of transacting in crypto assets. And we actually came in good faith to meet with the SEC. I think we met with them 16 times. And
16 times, and they still got a Wells notice. Patrick Murphy, what the hell you put in the chat? So I'm going to admit it. Oh, you put in the video. I got you. All right, thank you. I was like, what the hell is that?
unfortunately, that was not reciprocated.
Appreciate it.
And it was clear that there didn't seem to be a path. And so here we are.
You met with them 16 times and made no progress?
That's literally what just went through my brain. You met 16 times. You still got a Wells notice? Like, what? But yeah, referring to Patrick Murphy, yeah, I was absolutely sweating. If I didn't, all right, so the whole, like, I wish I kind of said this in the video, but the reason, if I didn't have the Ledger Live app and I only had a seed phrase and I tried to recover that seed phrase that I, had written down on a piece of paper that was, this is how much Bitcoin's in it, this is how much Litecoin's in it, and then I recovered that seed phrase onto my Tangent and I saw nothing there, I would have absolutely been like trying to find rope, because that would have sucked, right? And I wouldn't have known that it was still actually in that seed phrase, but I had to do it onto a Ledger device or something similar, like a SafePal, right? So I don't know. Anyways, go watch that video if you guys haven't seen it.
16 times. That's right.
What is that about?
It's hard to impute the reasoning behind that, but they told us they didn't want to keep meeting about it and they didn't see a path toward it. So definitely the SEC has the ability to change the...
Bro, he looked dead. Look at Gary Gensler in that picture. Dude, he looks like he's dead. What? Dude, look at this guy.
Definitely the SEC has the ability to change the rules to allow for brokers to accommodate crypto assets.
So messed up.
They don't seem intent on doing that, and rather they're proceeding with regulation by enforcement, and that's disappointing. And I didn't want to have to get into this situation, but we have to defend ourselves and advocate for our customers. We do believe that crypto assets are becoming more and more important, and it would not be acceptable to us to not have Americans have access to them.
That's so crazy. They met 16 times and they got nowhere with the SEC. That's crazy to me. All right, over to FTX's bankruptcy plan would pay back customers with interest. Let's see what they got to say over here on CNBC television. Let's do it.
The headline is that the FTX estate is proposing a plan that will recoup lost funds for nearly all creditors to the massive crypto bankruptcy. Now that sounds like good news, right? But many people owed money by FTX are actually not happy. One of them is probably named Tom Brady. Joining us now is CNBC's Mackenzie Sagalos. Mackenzie, all right, a bankruptcy, all the money and more. is going to be recovered. Why are people unhappy?
So, Brian, the main problem here is that the bankruptcy estate froze the value of customer crypto assets back in November of 2022. So we're talking about the bottom of the bear market. Bitcoin was trading at around $17,000. It's up 270% since then, which means that even though 98% of customers are apparently getting their money back plus interest, they're getting a fraction of what their tokens are actually worth at market prices today. I mean, like, if you do the math, Bitcoin was trading at $17,043 on the day that FTX filed for bankruptcy. If you own just one Bitcoin that day, under this proposed bankruptcy plan, you'd get 118% of that back. That's $20K. And today, Bitcoin's trading at $62,000. That's a big difference.
So there, I get it. So basically,
wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. I was reading the. I got to hear that again.
This proposed bankruptcy plan, you'd get 118% of that back. That's $20K. And today, Bitcoin's trading at $62,000. That's a big difference.
So there, I get it. So basically, the customers, the money's been frozen to a point where they didn't capture that upside. By the way,
that's crazy. So you lost a $40,000 upside, basically, is what they're saying. We're just gonna give you money back. I mean, you know what? Listen, take what you can get. Like, just take it. Like, it's either gone or you take what you had. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, dude. Just I would be happy with the money and just run if I could get it back. You know what I mean?
Happy if that was the case, if Bitcoin went down. But that said, why aren't they capturing that upside? If they own tokens, why doesn't that just follow the path of Bitcoin?
Well, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. They can't pay everybody back if they don't have all of the funds, right? I'm sure they have most of it, but not all of it. And then if, like, they, you could pay back 3 people for the price of 1, basically. That's crazy. So, it is important to note here that it actually is extremely rare to see creditors get more than pennies on the dollar in U.S. bankruptcy proceedings. So it's no small feat that the bankruptcy estate doubled the amount of money that Sam was convicted of stealing from customers. We're talking about $16 billion that they put together. But to your question, why aren't they getting more of this upside? I mean, FTX had an enormous stake in Solana, a token that's up 600% in the last year. It's got more than $1.1 billion of that token. And I think that it really goes to the point that this is a lot of accounting confusion. At the beginning, John Ray's team spent 6 months trying to figure out how much money was missing, and that's part of it. People don't know that it was necessarily just $8 billion of customer funds that were stolen.
Well, Mac, but you said it's not just the customers. I'm confused, okay? Because if you're recovering more money than was theoretically lost in the bankruptcy, the customers aren't getting it. Who's getting it? To me, in my mind, somebody's getting rich off this if they, quote, I'm doing air quotes,
I mean, he's not wrong,
a couple $1 billion.
Yeah, and one thing I will also say is that there were some very smart venture investments. FTX just exited its stake in Anthropic, that AI startup. They more than doubled their money. But to your point, it's the lawyers and bakers who do tend to make a lot of money. As of January of this year, total legal fees based on the average monthly fee of the 3 law firms involved here was estimated at $260 million. And I can tell you who's getting absolutely nothing here are the equity shareholders, folks who actually held shares of ownership in the company itself. You mentioned Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Kevin O'Leary. FTX says that they're not getting a dime. That also includes Sequoia Capital, other like VC funds, and the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan. So a lot of people,
I mean, they're already rich beyond belief.
Not seeing any upside if this bankruptcy plan is approved.
That's crazy. Crazy. Shout out to CNBC for that. All right, moving on to crypto world. Major banks team up to test network for tokenized money and U.S. treasuries. This could be, I don't know, shit could go sideways. Let's see.
Okay, let's talk about the top stories. FTX says that most of its customers will get all their money back and then some. In a reorganization plan published late yesterday, FTX estimates that it owes creditors more than $11 billion, and the company says that it has between $14.5 billion and $16.3 billion to distribute to creditors.
Holy shit. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? All right, well, yeah, Max is right. Someone is making out like a freaking bandit.
Now, the plan says that customers whose claims amount to $50,000 or less will get about 118% of the amount of their allowed claim.
Around 98% of creditors will receive that compensation. Now, importantly, this is based on the value of those assets in US dollars as of November 2022. And back then, Bitcoin was trading at around $16,000. The reorganization plan still needs to be approved by the bankruptcy court. FTX customer money has been locked up with the exchange since it filed for bankruptcy protection back in November 2022.
So what Crypto KJ said in the chat, he said proof that when you buy on an exchange, you're not buying the coin/token until it's in your personal wallet. If you leave it on the exchange, it's just a dollar amount. That makes sense, actually.
Next, major financial institutions are teaming up to test a shared distributed ledger. Nearly a dozen firms, including JP Morgan, Citi, MasterCard, and Swift, will test a regulated settlement network to tokenize commercial bank money, central bank money, U.S. treasuries, and more. Now, this project is led by the Securities Industry and Financial Markets Association, and right now it's just a test.
You guys don't think a CBDC is coming?
Transactions are just simulations, but the goal of the network is to allow 24/7 settlement of multiple assets, something that Wall Street has seen as a major promise of blockchain technology. Raj Damodar,
I mean, it's good for the technology part, but like, damn, that sucks.
Darn, executive vice president of blockchain and digital assets at MasterCard, said in the press release that a shared ledger could unlock the next generation of market infrastructures. All right, for our
real quick, thank you. Whoever just blocked that. Appreciate
main story, Crypto World's Talia Kaplan spoke with Alma Ngadi, partner and global legislative and regulatory risk leader at the consulting firm Guidehouse, about recent actions that the SEC has taken against crypto companies, including the Wells notice sent to Robinhood earlier this week.
Looks like we got a couple scammers in the chat trying to pump coins. Yeah, they're definitely bots. Just keep blocking them, please. Thank you.
You have a law background.
I do.
And you worked with the SEC for about 12 years. And so I want to start off by asking you about the most recent developments as it pertains to potential enforcement action tied to the SEC. We learned this week that Robinhood received a Wells notice from the agency tied to its crypto operation. So what do you make of that development, and how do you think that will end up?
This is just one more case in the progression that the SEC's been focusing on in their crypto enforcement, right? And so it's just like a lot of the other exchange cases. And if the SEC is correct, and some or all of these crypto assets are securities, then as a practical matter, all of these exchanges should be registered as broker-dealers. That's how the law works. Now, Robinhood has a registered broker-dealer entity.
That's literally what I was just going to ask. Don't they already have it because they're into stocks too? They're not just a crypto exchange? What the?
They sell securities, as everyone knows. And so they may have a leg up because they have that regulated infrastructure that may or may not be in place in their crypto asset part.
How is that different though? Like, how, if it's all the same company, it's the same thing? Am I wrong? That's weird as hell.
Right? They have that governance and framework and infrastructure. So if, again, all of this comes down to the SEC saying many of the products that you are selling are securities. And if they are, then they all have to be registered. And that's what these cases involve, is the failure to register as a broker-dealer. Now, the SEC's lost a couple of these cases.
And expanding on that, SEC Chair Gary Gensler was actually on CNBC this week, and he was asked about the Wells notice to Robinhood from the agency. And he didn't answer the question directly. He said he can't comment on specific cases, but he did say that unlike traditional assets, crypto assets don't offer the same protections and investors don't get the same disclosures as traditional assets. And he did say that many of them are deemed securities. So what is your reaction to that argument?
Well, I mean, he's right. Crypto assets, whether they're securities or not, if they're not being sold through a regulated entity like a broker-dealer, even though they're regulated in other ways. These exchanges are regulated as money transmitters. They don't have the consumer protection requirements. They don't have the market safety and market integrity requirements. And a lot of folks are investing in these products. That's what they're using them for. Now, the other side of the argument is people invest in a lot of things that aren't securities. Gold bars, old comic books, all sorts of things, art, antique cars, and they buy them hoping that they'll go up in value. The only question is not whether people are investing in them. The question is whether they're investing in them expecting that the activity of others will increase the value. And that's really the question. And I think in the absence of clear legal guidelines.
Mr. Rudd Puts, thank you very much for the 249 euro. You're awesome. He said Vercoin to the moon, a bunch of beers. Schmiegel, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you keeping the stream alive. You're awesome.
The SEC sees a vacuum of authority and they're stepping in before something bad happens. Like that's the view kindest to them.
They are the something bad. They are the something bad that happens.
Is your take on the SEC's approach of regulation by enforcement? We have seen a lot of enforcement actions against several crypto firms, including Coinbase. In March, the SEC scored a major win in its lawsuit against the crypto exchange when a judge ruled that the agency's claim that Coinbase engaged in unregistered sales of securities could be heard by a jury at trial. So do you think that this is an effective approach, or do you think there's a better way?
So if I were king of the world or queen of the world, I probably, and in the absence of legislation defining these things, probably would have tried to give more guidance or warnings. Now, they might say they had been giving warnings, saying these are securities, bringing the cases against in the ICOs, but many of those involved fraud, which is different. And there's a lot of criticism coming from the industry that they try to work with the commission, that they try to get guidance from them, even on a one-on-one level through their Office of Innovation and things, and they're not getting the feedback that they need. So I think a little bit more cooperation with the industry while still moving forward to protect people that are investing in these assets is probably more productive overall. Now, but philosophically, you always have to regulate by enforcement a little bit, right? Because you cannot have regulations that outline every single possible thing that can happen.
Now, you also have experience with anti-money laundering cases.
I do. Yeah.
And recently, just last week, former Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao was sentenced to 4 months in prison after pleading guilty to money laundering violations. Back in November, he was ordered to pay a $50 million fine. And so I'm wondering, given you advise and you consult government agencies, regulators, and the financial services industry around the world on money laundering and how to combat terrorism, what is the answer there? How can you combat money laundering in the crypto space?
So it's interesting because the money laundering rules in crypto are the most buttoned up, because in 2018 or 19, the Office of the Treasury Department, where I started the enforcement program, Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, said, we're just going to say if you're doing business in crypto, you're a money transmitter. And so the AML laws have applied for a very long time. And so they're not in bad shape. Like the US Binance, their issue is the SEC's unregistered broker-dealer. They haven't been charged with not having a good anti-money laundering program, right? And then talking about the special mitigants of blockchain, it's traceable. So you can actually identify the risk of transactions on the blockchain sometimes more easily than cash transactions.
Now, Angotti also discussed regulatory developments in crypto here in the U.S. in greater detail and weighed in on the lawsuit the crypto firm Consensus filed against the SEC after receiving its Wells notice from the agency.
I should have watched the whole article. But anyways, you guys go watch that on your own. Let me see. What in the hell are you guys talking? What is this? Game with Smokey Dan and Jim. Thank you very much for this in the chat. What What in the hell? RFK Jr. says doctors found a dead worm in his brain. How'd a worm get in your brain, dude? What in the hell? Look at this. The doctor believed that the abnormality seen in his scans was caused by a worm that got into his brain and ate a portion of it and then died. What? That's what's going on with him? That's messed up. Well, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. It's terrible. All right. Anyways, let's move on to videos. Now, I think this is important for you guys to hear. I know what Cardano is for the most part, but I want to see if I can learn something today. It'd be kind of nice. Cardano explained for beginners. He doesn't get paid to make these videos, so I want to see what he has to say over here, guys. Hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out.
Cardano, one of the most well-known projects in the cryptocurrency space. Cardano has been a staple in the top 10 total market cap rankings for years now. But is it just me? Or does Cardano feel like it's losing a bit of its edge, a bit of its sexiness, a bit of its appeal? Is it
Zarkov says the worm is a security.
slipping? Are those other projects that are coming up the ranks going to eat Cardano's lunch? Well, today we're going to take a look at good old boy Cardano, figure out just what the heck is going on with this protocol. And of course, we'll be explaining Cardano in a way that is so simple that even your grandmommy can understand what the heck is going on here. However, before we do get started, I would like you to note no one has paid us to make this video. The information that you will find contained in this video is provided to you for free for educational purposes.
Facts.
This is not a recommendation for you to go out and buy, sell, or hold Cardano's cryptocurrency ADA.
But I do think it's potential 6x, just saying.
Okay. Furthermore, you can see my full risk statement because guess what? Investing in crypto is risky. You can
Very
lose
risky.
all your money, as well as
Lose it
my
all.
full portfolio disclosures in the description on YouTube or in the pinned comment on X. I don't currently hold Cardano, by the way. Now, Cardano's story goes back.
Dude, it's funny you say that. Don't eat pork. You know what? I heard that before. That you could actually get worms from that shit. That's why I cook everything really good. I don't eat nothing raw. That's gross.
To 2013 when Vitalik Buterin and a small team were working on Ethereum. One
Sorry.
of the computer programmers on that.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't know, sorry if you skipped that. I moved the mouse over something.
Currently
But
hold Cardano, by the way. Now,
yeah.
Cardano's story goes back to 2013 when Vitalik Buterin and a small team were working.
There he is, the guy that made Ethereum. He was on the team. Mr. Charles Hodgkinson or Hoskinson, however you're supposed to say his last name, was on it, and he left to go make Cardano.
Working on Ethereum. One of the computer programmers on that team was a dude by the name of Charles Hoskinson. The story goes that Buterin and Hoskinson had a project disagreement early on. So Hoskinson in 2014 went out on his own way and he founded IOHK, a blockchain research and engineering firm. Hoskinson and IOHK began working on Cardano back in 2015, and the blockchain officially launched in 2017. So Cardano is one of the Ethereum killers. We're talking about a select basket of crypto projects here that function in a very similar way to Ethereum does. They host smart contract applications, but are looking to take away Ethereum's dominant market cap share and part of their user base. So stuff like Binance Smart Chains, Solana, Avalanche, Polkadot, Near, and many others, obviously Cardano included. Now, like Ethereum and most of the other protocols that I just listed, Cardano is a decentralized layer 1 blockchain network that allows for developers to build applications on top of it. So we're talking decentralized finance, NFTs, gaming, decentralized identity services, and a bunch of other stuff. It's all done on Cardano. But at a high level, Cardano tries to separate itself out from the other Ethereum killer crowd in 3 different ways. Better research, tackling the big global issues, and higher performance metrics. So let's look at each. Cardano absolutely markets itself as the nerdy blockchain, okay? The blockchain for ivory tower intellectuals.
I would also like to note real quick that Cardano does have a max supply. You can see 450 billion tokens, right? Total supply, same thing. So unlike Ethereum, Solana, those are all infinite, right? They could just continue to make it whenever they need to. but Cardano is maxed out. It's already got 35 billion in circulating supply, so it was about 5 billion left.
The Harvard of blockchains, if you will. Now, to get a sense of what I'm talking about here, you can head on over to the Cardano website, cardano.org/research, and take a look around. And holy cow, man, if you get off on a bunch of like computer science white papers with weird words and complicated mathematic formulas, like you're going to love this place. References all over the place, of course, to literary greats as well. So, maybe that floats your boat. Now, maybe Cardano is the most researched and technically superior blockchain out there, right? And look, I haven't spent the last 7 years poring over all of these papers. It's nerdy stuff to me. But my point is that at a minimum, Cardano really wants you to think that it is mega nerdy, because it is mega nerdy. Next, what about tackling global issues? Well, Cardano is positioning itself to be a blockchain that solves real problems across important sectors like education, agriculture, government, and healthcare. Big stuff. Most of the concerns center around issues particularly related to stuff like authenticity and verification. So we're talking about things like putting your university degree on the blockchain so that you can't, fudge your resume or mess with results, and it can be easily verified by anyone around the world, or tracking the origin of pharmaceuticals so they're less likely to, die from counterfeit medications. That sounds like a pretty cool use case, right? Main point here is that from a mission perspective, Cardano is pretty much on point, and it's exactly the opposite of your classic dog coin, right? This is all really cool stuff. So hats off to Cardano for pursuing those goals. I like it. Now, what about performance metrics? Well, if we compare Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano, we find that Cardano outperforms Ethereum dramatically, but also underperforms other Ethereum killers like Solana. Now, this makes sense, of course, given that Cardano was released a few years after Ethereum, but before some of the newer projects like Solana. And yeah, I know scaling stuff like Hydra will bump these numbers up. In fact, one thing with Cardano is that everything's taken a really, really long time to happen. We're talking some of the basic stuff here. To get staking took years. To get smart contracts took years. Hydra, a lot of the other things that are coming along, these are very long-term research projects. And that's kind of the Cardano motto. Go slow and try not to break things. However, the go fast and break thing blockchains have been having quicker progress than Cardano. So it's worth keeping that in mind. We should also keep in mind that basically all of these projects are promising more upgrades in the future, better performance metrics in the future. So all the other major layer 1 blockchains have stuff coming. So the statistics are constantly changing. It's worth keeping that in mind. Now, diving into the technicals, we're only going to really be diving into Cardano's Ouroboros proof of stake consensus mechanism. There's a lot of stuff we could unpack, but let's just focus on this for today. Similar to other proof of stake systems, Ouroboros is an algorithm that selects a validator at random to process each of Cardano's blocks. However, the algorithm itself randomly changes over time, which apparently provides more security to the network because of the extreme difficulty in anyone actually trying to be able to predict how the algorithm is going to change. And Ouroboros, by the way, is the ancient symbol of a snake eating its own tail, which is pretty cool, to be honest. A lot of cool stuff, cool references in the Cardano ecosystem. Again,
Charles Hoskinson is actually he's like a real science nerd, does like some deep sea like investigating ancient shit, and yeah, he's like one of those guys, but he's an oddly smart character, and yeah, I'm sure he's hard to trust, but nonetheless the project is decent, right? There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, it's fun, historic metaphors that just represents so much what Cardano's about, right? The nerds behind it. Now, let's talk about Cardano's native token, ADA. The token has 3 use cases: staking, transaction fee payments, and governance. Perfect. Now, ADA has a maximum supply of 45 billion tokens. The initial allocation broke down with 57% going to early investors, 11% to the team, and 30% reserved for staking rewards. Currently, 35 of the 45 billion have been released out into public circulation. ADA is currently inflating at 5.42% annually. This will decline over time with all 45 billion tokens released into circulation in about 100 years. We won't be around to see that, but it'll happen at some point. And as you can see from the supply schedule, the tokens allocated to the public sale and team have already been released, with those reserved for staking rewards, all that are left to be unlocked for the coming, 100 years, right? All right, now before we continue, I want to let you know about something very important. Let me interrupt the flow.
All right, I'm going to move on.
Now let's talk about partnerships. Cardano does shine here. Just a few days ago, Emergo, which is a tech firm affiliated with Cardano, kind of the VC arm of Cardano, if you will, they partnered with GSR in order to help grow out the Cardano ecosystem. GSR is a global trading firm and liquidity provider. In April, Emergo also announced a partnership with Huawei Cloud in order to expand the Cardano network across the Asia Pacific region. In March, Dubai Police, pretty cool, Dubai Police announced a partnership with Cardano with their criminal investigations unit. Specifically, the Dubai Police plan to use the blockchain to securely share data with regards to different criminal investigations that they're doing. That's really cool. I like that. And in December of last year, the Cardano Foundation also partnered up with Brazil's state-owned oil company, Petrobras, to explore blockchain technology as it relates to the energy sector. This is all really cool stuff. And to be clear, these are very, very big partnerships. So hats off to Cardano for continuing to secure regularly these kind of big partnerships. Now, if you continue to sift through the news articles, you'll find Cardano routinely makes partnerships in alignment with their mission of solving larger global problems. None of this stuff solved overnight. This is all slow burn stuff for Cardano, which is their Cardano ethos, really.
It is, and that's fine. It's okay to be a slow burn as long as you're doing things properly and you're getting shit done, right? And that's pretty much what their entire goal is over there. They're not a, let's push this out to all the dummies and make a bunch of money. They actually want to build something, and that's the difference between Cardano and a lot of other projects.
What about Cardano ecosystem statistics? When we look at the total value locked on the network, Cardano actually ranks 23rd with $278 million locked on chain. At the time of recording, these metrics change every 5 minutes, so just keep that in mind. If we filter by the number of unique addresses that have interacted with the blockchain in the past 7 days, Cardano ranks all the way down at number 30. Ouch. And if we filter by the number of deployed applications, Cardano is in 23rd place. Not what you'd expect for a blockchain. It's usually in the top 10 by market cap, and one that's been around for, since 2017. So with those stats in mind, let's talk risks and opportunities. The first risk, of course, that I see is Cardano's ecosystem rankings are kind of not aligned with its total market cap. Cardano ranks in the 20s and 30s across major key ecosystem statistics and metrics, but about 10th in total market cap most days. Unfortunately, I don't feel like that's a great indication, speaking objectively here. Cardano could be overvalued and underperforming versus blockchains that actually have much lower market caps, but many more users, total value locked,
good point,
more applications, all that kind of stuff. The second risk, of course, is Cardano's price action. Here's the historic chart of Cardano, and I hate to say it, but it's not giving me great vibes right now. I know we're early in the cycle, please, I understand. And the price will probably still see a big rally when the broader altcoin space really starts picking up and exploding. But shouldn't you want more? Compare the Cardano chart to Solana right now, a blockchain that was launched years after Cardano and has almost returned to previous all-time highs this early in the cycle too, which is very noteworthy. So for Cardano, where's the hype? Where's the attention? Where are the builders? Why are there not more developers showing up to build on Cardano? Why is everyone going over to Solana? Why are user stats still so low? And I know there's a lot going on at Cardano, guys. I understand it's much more than the scope of a short video like this can cover. There's the Midnight sidechain. There's the Bitcoin Cash partnership. There's Ethiopia. Is that still a thing going on? Ethiopia. Exploring more in depth what Hydra does, looking at some of the Cardano dApps, the NFTs, the meme coins. I mean, there is stuff happening on Cardano. but it's just not happening to the level that makes sense for the market cap when compared to other coins, at least not to me anyway. So what about opportunities? Look, I really like Cardano's focus on tackling these big real world problems. There aren't a lot of other projects that seem to make this a priority. So it's great that someone's actually talking about it and doing it. So if Cardano achieves major success in this area, it could be a huge game changer for the network itself and bring a lot of value in. Second, big fan of Charles Hoskinson and really the larger Cardano community. Hoskinson is a very interesting and inspiring leader for his blockchain. I like Charles. I've talked to him many times and I respect what he does. And Cardano holders are very committed to the vision of Cardano and are patiently waiting for all this stuff to happen. And this is great. And it helps give the network a buffer when it's going through those hard times. So respect to all that. But to sum up what I'm thinking, I'm really hoping that Cardano achieves that long-term success. It is a slow burn blockchain project, okay? Because I'm a fan of what Cardano is doing. They have that big vision, and that big vision stuff should be part of crypto. But cards on the table, I'm not currently investing in Cardano right now due to my concerns about Cardano's ecosystem statistics compared to its market cap and from ADA's larger price action that we're seeing right now. Cardano fans, feel free, please tell me where I'm wrong in the comments. Tell me why you're bullish on Cardano right now.
That's awesome.
Sure,
well,
you guys will let me know all about.
Shout out to Lark for that video. So like, it's good for you guys to like kind of broaden your horizons and learn about other coins you don't typically know much about, right? Like again, Cardano. Listen, Cardano's been here on the top of the charts forever, right? Typically in the top 10, but I mean, nonetheless, it's been within the top 20 for a long ass time, right? You can't really say it's not an OG. It is going to go up when the altcoins go up. How much? Who knows? I mean, that's, that's to be seen, I guess. All right, crypto news. The biggest Bitcoin, Cardano, and Solana news in May. Let's see what Altcoin Daily's got to say over here, and then we're going to recap. Let's do it.
The second largest bank in Europe is now officially buying Bitcoin.
This is the next domino to fall. I can't emphasize enough how big of a deal this is in terms of institutional Bitcoin adoption.
This is through BlackRock's ETF. We know this per recent SEC filings.
And this is extremely good for one side of the coin, which is the number go up aspect of that, right? And then the other side is the Revolution aspect. This is indifferent to the Revolution because they're just getting exposure to the ETF. But this is a big effing deal.
And even though the amount is a small amount relative to the assets they manage, Europe's second largest bank with over $600 billion in assets under management has invested around $40,000 into BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. This is the first baby step out of many giant leaps that show this Bitcoin bull run is, number one, still very much institutionally driven, and number two, has really only just begun.
Because as a number go up does its thing, as Bitcoin 10x's, 20x's from here, what do you think they're gonna do? That very tiny allocation, they're gonna say, you know what? It's probably a good idea to get some more.
And while buying Bitcoin today is not early, right? Being early would have been buying somewhere like this or like this.
Real quick, Bot Life Gamer, yes. So like, I get what you're saying. He said this is bad. Is it not? He said then banks will hold most of the crypto over time. And yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. When it comes to banks actually being able to invest into Bitcoin, it's good for us that are holding crypto right now, or Bitcoin as a whole right now. It's not really good if we're like just getting in, right? Because good luck. That's pretty much how it's gonna be. Good luck getting it.
The way subscribers of Altcoin Daily are feeling pretty good right now. And while today you could be earlier, you're certainly not late, because retail still has not arrived yet. At this OSU commencement speech from just a few days ago, listen to the crowd's reaction as he pitches just the value of Bitcoin.
God, this is so loud. Oh, weird.
This is how it started.
Wait, what just happened?
This is exactly what was said.
Great investors are open-minded and understand things before other people. So I know this might feel polarizing, but I encourage you to keep an open mind right now. I see Bitcoin as a very misunderstood asset class.
Oh, shit. Listen to all the morons. Listen to them all.
It's decentralized and finite, which means no government can print more at will.
Everyone laughed at Bezos for Amazon being unprofitable in 1999. Elon's
That's
heroes,
so true.
including Neil Armstrong, told him SpaceX would never work in 2012.
Also true.
Asymmetric bets require a level of conviction that may seem crazy to the average person. If it didn't, it wouldn't be asymmetric.
It's crazy to me because you think about like the internet. When that first came out, we didn't know what the hell it was going to be. No one thought it was going to be as big as it is. Like, look, now I'm streaming from my basement. Like, it's changed the world as we know it. And you guys think that crypto's not going to do the same thing for financials, like for the financial sector in general? It's crazy.
Solana is proven to be the blockchain of choice.
Just getting started, man.
And if you're interested in joining this revolution, staying up to date on crypto with one video per day, click subscribe.
We're going to finish what Satoshi started and create a dream for everybody.
And
that's Cardano, Charles Hodgkinson. Hoskinson. I always say his name with a G, and I don't know why.
What's next for Cardano?
Always.
Cardano plans to conduct the Chang hard fork in Q2 of 2024 to promote decentralized governance.
We're going to finish what Satoshi started and create a dream for everybody. Something that enables millions to billions of people to have their decentralization, resilience, their self-sovereignty, their economic agency, to have their human rights protected in a system that can't be evil. And is it available to everyone in the world, not just the privileged few who happen to be born in the right place? Boy, is that hard. Oh, yeah. And yeah, you're going to have some friction along the way, because if you're doing it the right way, all the people who aren't, they have to somehow, some way poo-poo you and throw you away, because you expose all the dirty underbellies and things that they do.
So within the next 2 months, this milestone event marks the beginning of the minimum viable community-run governance in the blockchain ecosystem, meaning Cardano's governance becomes more decentralized. The first phase involves the introduction of delegated representatives, DREPs, who will serve as elected representatives responsible for representing the interests of the Cardano community. Also, alongside the Chang hard fork, a constitution is being formed. The culmination of this process will be a community vote on the approval of the Cardano constitution. If this is approved, the constitution will become the cornerstone of the decentralized governance mechanism that guides the future direction of the Cardano blockchain. Also, we have Chainlink news. Chainlink chosen as technology partner for HKDR, the Hong Kong dollar stablecoin, and how Chainlink is being used. RD Technologies has integrated Chainlink's CCIP and proof of reserves to power its Hong Kong dollar stablecoin. CEO of Chainlink, Sergey Nazarov, shares the insights from meetings with financial leaders in Hong Kong, London, Singapore, Sydney, and more, why more and more established entities are choosing Chainlink.
I've made sure to meet with the central bank, the country's exchange, the country's clearing and settlement system, the top 4 or 5 or more commercial banks, and some of the top buy-side asset management firms. These meetings have given me a view of what is required to make a transaction work in these different financial ecosystems, and also how a transaction can work across these financial centers, which is where the real opportunity is, in my opinion. The things that I found is that the problems are universal in the fact that transactions need data, transactions need connectivity, and transactions need to be compliant. It is actually these problems that Chainlink has been successfully solving for years.
And Mina Protocol making news. Mina developers are cooking, looking at the most active cryptos based on GitHub data for the last 6 months. Mina comes in at number 2, second only to ICP. And one of the reasons more and more developers are choosing to develop for Mina is because of the ZK tech and how that can revolutionize identity.
Data is always going to be important. What changes, though, is how it gets used.
Zero-knowledge technology would provide a way of proving certain things without exposing your entire identity.
How annoying would that lip piercing be?
Exposing your entire identity.
Providing something like a zero knowledge proof layer that the MENA protocol can provide is just an incontestable proof that something is true. You imagine a little QR code playing there that people can then boot up their MENA application on their phone, scan that QR code, and know that, hey, that's not a deep fake. That's the real deal.
Solana also making news. Solana could flip Ethereum in transaction fees within a week. Let me share with you the data, but just understand this is actually transaction fees plus MEV, or maximal extractable value. Solana will flip Ethereum in transaction fees plus captured MEV either this month or maybe even this week. And moreover, Solana's $2.8 million total economic value was near Ethereum's $3.1 million total economic value on May 7th. So this is the chart that we're all seeing. And while Ethereum near the beginning of the year was outrageously beating Solana by a lot, today Solana's gaining big.
Solana is proven to be the blockchain of choice for retail investors. That's actually a good thing because it creates network effect. You need financial market participation to create community value and community effect. So it is a buy, even though it is showing some congestion at times and it's not perfect.
And finally, an update on LimeWire. We shared with you this initial story last week.
Might have seen it last week on our Twitter X channel already. We've announced it there.
Nah, he's just shilling this shit. All right, we're gonna skip that. Anyways, let's get into the recap segment of things. All right, so just for anybody that's just joining, Bitcoin 61,500 as of right now. Ethereum 2988. All right, let's talk real quick, right? Know a lot of you guys in the chat, especially the youngins in the chat, talking about Cardano, right? Proof of stake coins. You guys don't like them. All the BS, right? Listen, when you guys are investing in crypto, you can't get married to these coins. You can't. Like, it's not about like loving a project so much you have to keep it. It's about making money. We're all here to make money. If you say that's not true, you're a fucking liar and get out of here, because I don't believe you. Like, you're here, or you're in the crypto space as a whole to make money, okay? Period. Point blank, end of story. If you guys, if you're gonna put money into something, put it into coins that are gonna rise. Go back, look at the history, and pay attention to where price action is going to go in the bull runs every 4 years. That's what you need to pay attention to, and that's what you need to focus on. It's not so much about what's proof of stake or proof of work or what coin does this, what coin does that. And now my stream's getting raided by my kids. It just came running down. But honestly, like, that's what I will do. I'll invest into certain coins that I think are gonna go far. Right? Like Ethereum is proof of stake now. Okay. Hey, oops. Hold on a second. God damn, these kids. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Proof of stake, proof of work, right? Ethereum, I hold it because guess what? It's most likely going to go up, right? Over time. Okay, regardless how long it takes, I'm gonna make money on it. Let's see, Cardano, again, another one. It's super low right now. It's 80% down. Cardano has a very low chance of going to zero, at least in my opinion. Okay, this is literally a coin that has proven itself over X amount of years, right? Since 2017, say, right? Had a big run up there, had another big run up in 2021. Again, which is another reason. Again, I'm not trying to shill my bags. I don't have a lot of it. I got like 1,500 bucks and it's not much. I don't even know. What is it, like 3,000 tokens, maybe? Not even. But regardless, it's inevitably going to go up from this point, right? It is extremely low. Even if it goes down a little bit more, I don't see it going too much lower than it is. And even if it does, you know what? Oh well, hold it until it comes back. We're here to make money. We're not here to make friends. You're not here to, you know, marry these coins, okay? I love what Caspa is going towards, right? As soon as I make a certain amount of money on it, I'm out. I ain't married to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a great project, and I'll probably hold some of it, but I'm gonna make money on most of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So you guys gotta get your priorities straight when it comes to like what cryptos you're investing in. Yes, do your research, invest into the right ones for the right reasons. Like Dogecoin, definitely not a coin that I would like, hey, listen, I want to throw all my money on, right? But at the end of the day, stupid money is gonna push this coin to stupid prices, and it's already happened before. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can make money, make it. These kids are killing me. These kids are absolutely killing me. Freaking screaming. Anyways, all right, listen, wife had to go to work. You guys have a good day. I have to get back to daddy duty. We're gonna go raid Miss Randy Hipper. Actually, I gotta set that up. But seriously, guys, think about it when you guys are investing into stuff. You got to look at the big picture. It's not about you guys liking a project, disliking a project, where it is, where you think it's going to go. What you think doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. Do you want to make money or not? Talk shit or make money. It's up to you. Have a good day, guys. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
Eat shit, Gary. You are a loser. You always lose.